Nintendo has been a big part of our childhood, and whenever there's a new game launch, Nintendo fans still go crazy just the way they did when they were kids. Something similar happened a few days ago, and it seems like Nintendo is soon to release a new game. In this video, we'll tell you everything we know about the rumored upcoming Nintendo game, and some other Nintendo news as well. Let's get started. Is Nintendo really announcing a new game? Apparently, yes. Recently, fans got to see an image that was probably leaked from a Japanese magazine, and this image suggests that Nintendo might be preparing to make a major announcement in February. On the 29th of January 2022, a Twitter user named DDDAO spotted an image that was most probably from one of the issues of Nintendo Dream magazine said to be released in February. This image was taken from the pages of the magazine, and according to it, Nintendo will be announcing a brand new game. Even though the user had used an inaccurate translator to translate the image, a professional translator came to help and translated it for the fans in a much better way. According to the translation, the image said that Nintendo Dream's April issue would be released on the 22nd of February 2022. After that, in March, Kirby and the Forgotten Land will be released. Not just that though, the translation also says that the issue, from which the image was leaked, will share a lot more information about the upcoming game. There's more. The translator said that it might also be a signal that a new title might be on its way. However, he apologized in advance that it might be wrong. The image also mentioned the announcement of the Sinnoh Pole, a Pokemon World region. Is the leaked image's information confirmed? The information present in the image is incomplete and a little vague. Both Kirby and Pokemon mentioned in the image have nothing to do with the new title announcement. However, the whole subject of the image does give a hint that a major Nintendo franchise might be on its way. But we can't say that it's confirmed because there hasn't been any official confirmation or denial about it yet. The image doesn't talk about any specific days of the game's release, nor can we surely say that the magazine will be published on the exact same date as mentioned in the leaked images. But one thing is for sure, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is in the post-production period right now, as the game's release date was already announced on the 12th of January 2022. Nintendo has also shared an official trailer for this upcoming game in which Kirby is seen showing off the 2 new abilities he's acquired. So the release of Kirby is definitely a piece of confirmed news, while the other 2 things that the image suggests are still not very trustworthy. But the confusion about the new title mentioned in the leaked image still remains. It can either be a new title for the already announced Kirby game or a completely different project. Some fans have been saying that the announcement of the new title mentioned in the image might be a completely new game, or it might be pointing towards the upcoming game Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The truth is that we can't really say anything about the leaked information for now. We'll only know once the magazine is released. When was Kirby and the Forgotten Land announced? The game was first announced in September of 2021, and the fans weren't really expecting for the game to be released so early. We were all expecting a delay because of the pandemic that had caused everything to go into a plateau kind of situation. Anyways, we're happy that we'll get to play with Kirby very soon though. When will Kirby and the Forgotten Land be released? On the 12th of January, Nintendo officials announced that the most awaited Nintendo game, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, will be released on the 25th of March 2022. The announcement had described the game as a, quote, sweeping adventure, where the players will use many a range of new abilities that Kirby will now have, including navigation of 3D environments and the ability to combat foes. The announcement further said that the game would allow the players to make progress through an imaginative world where a past civilization and nature fuse together, creating new platforming challenges. The trailer for Kirby showed off all the new abilities our cute game hero will have. These 2 new powers include Drill and the Ranger. The Drill will allow Kirby to submerge in the ground and attack the enemies from beneath, while the Ranger lets Kirby attack enemies from a longer distance. Not just that though, you can also see the couch co-op mode through which the second player will be able to join the adventure as Bandana Waddle Dee. The upcoming game will also include a central hub, which is named Waddle Dee Town. This town in the game will grow and develop based on the number of Waddle Dees that the player rescues in different levels. What will be the story and setting of Kirby and the Forgotten Land? The setting for this game is kind of mysterious, as we see Kirby get washed ashore in a pretty mysterious way. We did see Kirby reach the mysterious land, but we didn't get to know how he even ended up there. Our guess is that the full-fledged game will reveal that at the beginning. One thing we're sure of is that the game is definitely going to be an exciting one, as the players will get to discover a lot throughout the different levels. The trailer also showcased some amazing and creative 3D locations as well, including new stage designs that combine to create the, quote, Forgotten Land. The game will also feature new enemies and some other new characters that are mostly unknown for now. As the place seems abandoned, it now houses new animal-like creatures, such as orange foxes, purple hedgehogs, and a huge snake. The game's not all horror, though. It also features cute chicks that'll follow our favorite Kirby everywhere, but how these cute creatures meet Kirby is still unknown. Oh, and we can't forget the new boss, which will appear in the form of Trophic Woods, which is probably a variant look of Wispy Woods. The game being 3D, the fight with the boss will definitely look grander than ever. Are there any other upcoming games for Nintendo users? For those who are not much excited about Kirby and the Forgotten Land, don't worry. Several other Nintendo Switch games are on their way. To be honest, these new games are already making us act crazy, because what's better than a bunch of new Switch games? Here are some of the upcoming games that you'll definitely want to play. Dying Light 2: Stay Human. The survival horror game Dying Light 2 is releasing for Xbox Series X in a few days. However, the developers have confirmed that the game will be released for Nintendo Switch earlier in 2023. This sequel is set around 20 years after the original game happened, which means that the protagonist will also change. The protagonist in this sequel will be named Aiden Caldwell. Triangle Strategy, a strategy-based game which was formerly known as Project Triangle Strategy, is also coming to Nintendo Switch somewhere in early 2022, so we can say that the game is probably on its way. Marvel Midnight Sun. Initially, this game was supposed to be released in early 2022. However, the release date has been delayed till the end of 2022, with a possibility of releasing in November of 2022. The game is set to launch for several consoles, including Nintendo Switch, so if you're also one of the fans who are desperately waiting for Marvel Midnight Sun to arrive, be patient. It's on its way. Splatoon 3. The action-specialized game Splatoon 3's release was also delayed, but now, hopefully, the game will be released for several consoles, including the Nintendo Switch. But then again, there is no confirmed release date yet. This new game will introduce some new features to the usual Splat-tastic action, including enhanced movement, customization options, as well as a paint bow. Mario plus Rabbids: Sparks of Hope. Mario has always been a part of Nintendo, and now it's coming with a new look and as an action figure to Nintendo Switch. This game is actually a crossover between Nintendo's IP and Ubisoft's, which will bring all the original heroes, including Mario, back. Not just that though, there'll be some new faces as well, such as Rabbid Rosalina and the titular Sparks. Players will get to move further from the famous Mushroom Kingdom, where the two universes of Mario and Rabbid Rosalina will open up for the two protagonists to discover new things. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2. We all know Legend of Zelda, and this upcoming game is the long-awaited sequel to Breath of the Wild. Nintendo E3 2021 Direct had revealed that the game would surely arrive in 2022. There are definitely some upgrades in sight, but we haven't gotten any news regarding the game's release date yet. Unfortunately, for now, the only thing to do is to wait and be patient about it. For now, that's everything we've got for the Nintendo players. Let us know what you think about the leaked image and the upcoming games in the comments. Also, don't forget to drop a like before leaving. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Adios.